watching football. And she's like, yeah, well, get your lazy ass up off the couch and go put the Christmas decorations out. And he's sitting there watching the game, and all of a sudden halftime comes on. Halftime's only a half hour long.
The light
So,
bulb comes up.
so all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I got to go put the Christmas decorations on. Most likely he's already been drinking, had a few.
3 beers, 4.
Yeah. So he goes out there, he gets all of his Christmas decorations out and
As the
ready to
window's
go.
open, he hears the TV still, so he knows when to come back.
Exactly. But then all of a sudden, stuff gets tangled up. Nothing ever goes the way you
Oh
want it
my
to go
God.
on Christmas. So all of a sudden, the halftime is produced by a guy just going out for halftime, getting pissed off at the decorations because he can't get them untangled, throws 2 freaking strings up, plugs them in, and says, there you go, honey. You happy? Goes back in, sits down, starts drinking some more beer, watching football.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in.
We're excited to have you guys back. Thank you so much for all the likes, comments, and subscribing to that one lonely person. Uh, I'm just kidding. There's actually a couple.
There was a few. I saw a few people jump on the intrusive thoughts train
Exactly.
recently.
They got bored during
Thank you.
Thanksgiving.
No,
so.
yeah. Thank you to Thanksgiving. Recently was Thanksgiving, dude.
Yes, it was.
No wonder why we got so much love.
I know. Time to give thanks.
Time to give thanks.
So we tried to give the winning lottery ticket out to every subscriber, but we never got it. So
Never got it.
So that was our thanks. So sorry you never got it.
Yes. Again, thanks for joining us, everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe to all of our handles that we have. How was your Thanksgiving, brother?
It wasn't bad. I had a lot of great food. Same as every other Thanksgiving.
What was your favorite side?
It was the mashed potatoes.
It was the mashed potatoes.
It was. We actually had 2 types of stuffing. The one in the turkey and one that you actually make itself. The one in the turkey wasn't as good this year. So
Really?
yeah, I know how I said on the
No,
last
yeah.
one that I prefer in the turkey. I actually prefer the one that was self-made instead.
Ooh. My
So-
in the turkey one was my favorite part of Thanksgiving this year.
Well, you had a big family dinner.
Yeah.
Mine was a little smaller, so it was more condensed. So
I had
it was like
about 15 to 17 people over my house.
I had 6.
Yeah.
So, but it's now it's like it's the weird time. It's still the holidays. You're still doing everything in order to prep for the new year, but you don't know what to do at this point. You're still working on the leftovers from Thanksgiving,
Yep.
but yet you still have to buy gifts and prep for Christmas and put the lights up and the whole pizzazz.
Mhm.
So it's like no one knows what to do at this point.
All right, so it's that time of the year too where we do need to address something.
What do we have to address now?
The Birds are 10-1, baby.
We always have to address the birds.
We always
beforehand.
have to. We got to talk about it. Big week coming up. Big week against San Francisco. Oh, do you know what we also have to address?
What? Don't. No.
The-
Okay.
The elephant in the room. We talked about it last podcast.
All right. So everybody, there was a Thanksgiving game. It went really, 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 really bad.
Yeah, for
Um,
one of us.
Yeah. Not to get into the stats and weeds of things, but I won the regular season. And I choked up the championship. So enough said.
You pulled-
So congrats to you.
thank you, brother.
I'm not happy about it.
It's
Still.
okay. I won't go into details. All I
I
gotta
hope
say
you
is it was
don't.
a very fun game.
Wasn't close at all.
It probably wasn't for you at all. But you know what? I've had a few of those this year, and at least we were out there having fun for the most part with all of our friends.
Yeah.
We all put some good work into being there,
I was fine with that.
and
I felt better afterwards.
it was nice afterwards to sit around, have a beer with everybody, and just shoot the shit
Of course.
and hang out. So
I
that's
know
what
what
it's
you
all
meant.
about. That's
Exactly.
what it's all about.
I couldn't say
But-
it better myself.
But good game.
Anyways,
To get back on track.
I just really want to touch on the topic of Christmas because I know that's something everyone's been really talking about. But it's like now, like there's like a couple things coming to mind. It's like when you prep for Christmas. Like we're not talking about Christmas yet,
Mm-mm.
but like what's the adequate way of getting ready for this? Like how do you go about lights? How do you go about
Well,
for the
are-
trees?
Are you a Christmas tree before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving person? Because I've been talking to a few different people. I've had people send me Snapchats, them putting their tree up
I'm-
before Thanksgiving.
What insane person puts a tree up before Thanksgiving.
What insane person puts on Christmas music before Thanksgiving?
I was literally gonna say the person that does that.
Yeah. So
I mean, hey, if you're the person to listen to Taylor Swift, what's the song that's the most listened song ever by Taylor Swift? You know how what's the name of it? Why am I drawing a blank right now?
I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say.
No, there's a song that
By Taylor Swift. What kind of song is it? A Christmas song?
yeah, it's a Christmas one. The most famous Christmas song. I sound like an idiot right now. I know I do.
No, isn't that Mariah Carey?
Idiot.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
When I hate when they're
All I
when you're
Want
at
for
bars.
Christmas is You.
I hate when they play. I can't believe I thought.
Did you know that I saw something that says just based off of the views alone and all the plays, she
Yeah.
makes $2.2 million a year,
Oh yeah,
and that song's been out for 18 years.
I know. That's why they play it at bars and everything. Literally the week of Thanksgiving, and it pisses me off. That's why they play it at bars and everything. Literally the week of Thanksgiving, and it pisses me off. I like just how like smoking cigarettes for a girl turns me off. Christmas music, don't want to drink anymore. My night's done. I'm night over. So I just think it's weird and
Yeah.
crazy. And sorry for those Swiftie fans that I thought you had the mega hit single. You just
Yeah.
don't.
Nah, I think it's Mariah Carey. I don't want to.
No, it is Mariah Carey. You're right. I couldn't. It was some blonde chick that made billions and millions.
Hopefully she doesn't put her Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving because that's just ludicrous.
Can I ask you a question then? We're on the trees then.
Sure.
Fake or real?
Well, some people cannot do real.
I'm not. I don't care about those people.
I would rather have a real tree, if I can, but I was not privileged enough to be able to have a real tree.
Are you allergic?
No.
The dog?
No.
Someone in the family?
Yes.
Okay.
Colleen.
Yes.
She wasn't allowed to have a real tree in the house.
Still?
Not because she was allergic. Technically, yeah. And that's one of the reasons. I mean, we have had a real tree recently, but it's just real trees can bring in bugs, and she did have cancer, and they didn't want anything being introduced to her.
I get.
And around Christmas time, they found a tick on her, and they deduced it to maybe it was brought in on a Christmas tree or something. So it was just one thing that we couldn't have.
So if it was your
around her.
house,
If it was my own house,
yeah.
I would definitely go for a Christmas tree for most years, a real Christmas tree. But like spending 55, 60 bucks each year on a Christmas tree and having those needles fucking be everywhere on the floor, dude. It's kind of tough.
It's one of those things though. You just do it because you do it.
The smell.
There's nothing
the
else like a real
aesthetics.
Christmas tree, and nothing's better than when it starts to die. You can literally have a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking
Mhm.
about, right? Cool. The younger people on the feed and everything and watching this, you probably have no idea what I mean by that,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. So, culture yourself.
No, yeah. What about you?
I always had a real one. Now, the size of it mattered. We've gained smaller because it went from spending 30 to 50 bucks on a tree to now 80 to 120 for the same exact
Yeah,
tree.
exactly. That's what I meant. Like it's getting ridiculous on how much, bro.
That's different.
Spend the $125 on a fake one and then go from there.
Exactly.
Because it's you just put it up, put it down. It's a lot easier. And in my opinion, I don't mind it, but like a real tree, but spending that kind of money, not everybody has that opportunity to be able to do that. So,
Sorry, I was trying to see if someone said something.
would they say something?
I don't know.
Nobody
What's
said
that?
anything.
Oh, you're thinking of Mariah Carey. Oh, Allie, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you tell him, Allie. I got him for you, buddy. Don't you worry.
Sorry, I was gonna tell you to come over. I forgot.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't say that.
I was busy. Eating.
Oh yeah, it's so busy.
It was.
Your mouth was so full that you couldn't text her.
I had 2-day-old Chipotle
Your mouth was so full that you couldn't use your fingers to text her.
because they were too busy eating.
No,
I had to hold the bowl with one hand and fork with the other.
no, I don't believe it.
Fine, don't believe me. I don't care.
So all right, so I'm a firm believer that, like, once Thanksgiving's over, put your tree up. If you do it beforehand, I mean, cool. Maybe you don't have time in your life to be able to put it up afterhand, which that sucks. But like, when you put it up, usually just brings up that like Christmas mood. That's why I like doing it after Thanksgiving.
The
And
tree?
yeah,
What
kind
about
of.
the lights?
That's a good question.
The lights, I think. I mean, people do it beforehand. I get it. You get pretty busy afterwards.
I know some people that just keep Halloween lights up until after Thanksgiving, then do the transition altogether from Halloween to Christmas.
I think that there's a this very distinct period where it's not allowed anymore. Like, I get it, pumpkins, fall, whatever, but maybe not like the decoration itself.
Yeah.
Like, have some mums up there, whatever the case may be, whatever can live on your porch. But lights, Christmas lights, I think, like once Thanksgiving happens, like put them up.
So speaking about lights, I have a funny story.
Yeah.
Um, every year, my dad and I, or the family and I, go around when it gets a little bit closer to Christmas too, because then everybody kind of has their lights up. They've had them up for a few days. They add stuff,
Yeah.
take stuff away, whatever it may be. But mostly consistent that almost all the houses have their lights up. We always drive around and look at the decorations and the lights.
Yeah.
But a tradition that my dad and I have is we want to pick out the halftime houses.
The halftime. What do you mean? You're confusing me now.
What do I mean by the halftime
Like
houses?
halftime from December 1st to 31st?
No. So it's a story that I have. When you see a house and you can just tell they barely put any effort into the Christmas decorations. They put
like
something
throwing
up,
the lights up or
but
something.
they wrapped the lights around one tree and then squiggled them in a bush and then maybe stuck a candy cane in the ground that lights up. You're like, okay, dude, like you could have done so much more than that.
Yeah.
But you didn't. Well, my dad and I call that the halftime.
That's a good one.
You know why?
Let me guess. It's during halftime of football.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad and I've always like ran out the scenario in our head of like when we see a house that looks like that, we go, oh, that they did that at halftime. We always like think like, there's a wife and a husband in the
Yeah.
house and they're like arguing like the wife's like, could you go put the freaking Christmas decorations up
The
already?
birds are still playing though.
Yeah. The guy's like, yeah, but I'm watching football. And she's like, yeah, well, get your lazy ass up off the couch and go put the Christmas decorations out. And he's sitting there watching the game, and all of a sudden halftime comes on. Halftime's only a half hour long.
The light bulb comes up.
So all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I got to go put the Christmas decorations on. Most likely he's already been drinking, had a few.
3 beers, 4.
Yeah. So he goes out there, he gets all of his Christmas decorations out. And
As the
ready to
windows
go.
open, he hears the TV still, so he knows when to come back.
Exactly. But then all of a sudden, stuff gets tangled up. Nothing ever goes the way you
Oh
want it
my
to go
God.
on Christmas. So all of a sudden, the halftime is produced by a guy just going out for halftime, getting pissed off at the decorations because he can't get them untangled, throws 2 freaking strings up, plugs them in, and says, there you go, honey. You happy? Goes back in, sits down, starts drinking some more beer, watching football. So that's the halftime lights. Whenever I look at a house and it just looks half-assed, that's what I always think of.
I like that. Especially if you have enough decorations, put them out. Like,
Yeah.
just like use for what you bought.
Well, yeah, I can understand again, going back to the Christmas tree situation, everybody's not in the same situation to be able to use that many decorations.
Or has it.
Or
maybe
has
maybe
it.
they bought a new house or something like that.
Yeah.
So then, so my dad he has a certain system.
But most decorations are passed down.
Yes, but no, because like you got it. There's a what you most when you don't think of decorations until it's season, really.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you really think about it, you could buy them anytime, but who's going to buy them in mid of August? The high time to buy them is at this point October, unfortunately, into November, and then after Christmas.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's better to buy the decorations before all that crap happens, or do you think it's actually better to do it after?
Well, I mean, it would make more
the next year.
sense to do it after because most likely the prices are going to drop on them because they're not in high demand.
They're trying to clear the shelves for that Valentine's Day and
Yep.
everything.
But at the same time, mostly everybody has their decorations ready.
But I'm talking about that select group that either bought a house, they lost them, they broke, whatever the case
Yeah.
is. So, I mean, let's say you buy a house
Mm-hmm.
today.
Mhm.
Cool. You move in tomorrow.
Nah, when I need it, bro. If I need to go buy Christmas decorations to put on my house, I'm buying them today.
No one's gonna judge you for the first year. So let me put it into a figure number.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'll buy a few this year, and then next, wait till after Christmas.
so like, how about this? Like, thinking out loud. You have the same decorations, whatever it is, candy cane, signs, timetable, Santa, inflatable. Let's say all that costs, if you buy it tomorrow, $1,200, right? Probably reasonable out there
I
today's
mean,
day and age.
giant inflatable Santa is at least 7.
Okay. Let's say if you wait 45 days, you can get that for half the price. Would you wait? Sacrifice a year. No one knows who you are. They're like, cool, he moved in. Are you going to use any type of excuse, or are you just going to be like, I don't care what anybody thinks, I'm saving my money? Because you just put $50,000 on a house.
So if I did that, then yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm good
Okay.
with talking to people. I would honestly probably go up to some of my neighbors or people that I know and be like, hey, can I borrow a string or two
No,
of
no, no,
lights
no,
and
no,
give
no,
them
no,
back?
no, don't do that.
It's time of giving.
No. Just bite the bullet.
I ain't putting nothing up on my house, dog.
Then put a reef. I don't care. But
Wreath?
yeah,
Ew.
just okay. Buy 6 of them,
No.
and then put
I'll do
put a
wreath
yard
if I
light,
have lights up in
and then
my
do a
house.
yard light. Just shine a reef. Like, oh, see, I did something.
I mean, I don't want to be those halftime people, though.
You're gonna have to be though for the first year.
Fair enough.
Everyone is, at least. I think so.
All right. Well, I mean, I feel like I would never be in that situation though, because I feel like, especially in my family, like my grandparents gave a lot of Christmas decorations to my parents. I feel as though in my family, Christmas decorations are handed down a little bit.
that's more like ornaments.
Well, yeah, ornaments too, but like decorations too, string lights. But grandparents get older, they can't put up as many decorations anymore. They have the kids come over and do it. They don't want to fucking sit there all day and put up Christmas decorations, so they're only gonna put up half of them, and then they're like, "Oh, you have some left over? Oh, you could take them." It's usually how it happens.
There's a my favorite part is always putting like the angel star on top of the tree. That's my favorite part of the decoration.
Yeah.
For everybody out there, there's a song, and I know you don't know this, but my dad heard it one year, and it's called "Stump in My Rump." All right, everyone, just if you know it or if you never heard of it, go on YouTube, search it up. This is for you too, Aaron. Like, "Stump in My Rump." There's no visuals, it's just sound, and just let your imagination take over. It's a song, but the first like minute and a half is literally like a story, but it's hilarious.
Okay.
PG-13, of course.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let anyone else listen to it.
Okay.
I'll play for you after.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
I'll have to look that up.
Stump in my rump. What do you think rump is?
Obviously, you're sticking the top of the tree and the bottom of an angel.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. It's the sounds.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
I
with you,
remember I
Jake.
was crying. Like crying while laughing is the best thing in the world because you know, like that's the point where you're just not breathing. You're drive heaving at that point. It's the best part.
I could see you getting overly happy about this song too.
No, my dad just started laughing, and when he starts laughing, it's like a trend. I just start dying too.
Mm-hmm.
Quick joke because I thought of it and I thought you would like it. What does a I hope I said this correctly. What does a burnt pizza, a pregnant woman, and a frozen beer all have in common?
Burnt pizza, a pregnant woman, and a frozen beer have in common.
Get one guess if you want to guess. If not, you can forfeit.
You can't. I don't know.
They were all pulled out too late.
Ah. I like that one. That's a good one.
I forgot when I heard it from. It was online. I can't take credit for that, unfortunately. I'm not that smart. But there was this. I've been getting these Australian TikToks lately.
Really?
I don't know if it's because Ali has gone to Australia and she's just been saying it so much that my phone automatically just brings it
Probably.
up.
Most likely.
Or it's just the fact that we started this and now random podcasts come up.
Okay.
But they just like sit across the table on it and they can't laugh. It's just like challenges.
Is it like
and all that.
shot or not?
Yeah,
type
yeah,
thing?
yeah. Which I think we should do. We would have the resources for it.
I would do an episode of that where we just have a bunch of jokes, and we have to say them to each other. And if you laugh, you drink.
Is it a joke, or do you have to specify to like a dad joke?
Any joke.
I can do that. I literally have a book of 100 of the funniest jokes in the world.
Yeah.
So that's I would.
How many times have you read that?
Once.
Yeah,
Twice.
that tells you exactly how funny those jokes are.
Well, granted, I was given it to at a young age, and it's a book, so I don't know. I don't read as much as I should. I definitely should read more, but
Probably.
that's a whole nother story that I don't want to go into.
No.
Guys, I'm smart. I just don't read as much now as like no, that's a lie. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent right now. I'm more of a reader now to my phone and laptop than an actual book.
So I feel like you and I are very similar, but I feel like a little bit different too. Can you sit like if somebody gives you a book and says you're going to be tested on this? Here you go. Got to read the 3 chapters that are in this book. We're going to have a test afterwards. Could you read that book and then get tested on it afterwards and be okay?
How long do it? So then, am I doing the test right after the book?
Yeah.
How long's the test? Is it an essay? Is it multiple
So
choice?
what I'm trying to get at is I'm more of a visual learner. If you give me a book and say read this, and I won't comprehend anything from that book.
Oh,
but
yes.
if you had the resources to be able to show me exactly what's in those 3 chapters and explain it to me, all you have to do is explain it or show me once, and I got it down.
Reword that. Then you want to reword that question. That is visual learning.
Yeah.
If you're reading, not what you just said.
Okay.
It's either the question you want to ask is, would you do better if you read the book or you did an audio book? Because reading it is technically a visual learner.
I mean,
I get what you're saying.
I
You're
guess,
talking about imagery and everything.
Well, yeah, but I'm also talking about like visual as in like seeing it done or having it be explained rather than you trying to pull it off the page.
What's the difference between me explaining it and you reading it yourself, though?
I don't know. I don't know. I just can't read.
It's the same thing.
I can read, but like I can't like understand things from books. It's weird. My ADHD gets in the way. No, I'm that type of person that all of a sudden I'll be reading a book. I'll get 4 sentences into it, and then I'll keep reading, and I'll keep reading, and then I'll still have a word from the 4th sentence in my head when I'm on the next page. I'll be like, wait a second. I've been thinking about that 4th sentence, and I'm already on the next page.
And you're
I
still
just
reading.
missed everything else that's in there.
Maybe I do have it then, because I know what you're talking about, ironically, but I don't have that issue. My issue is it's just not entertaining to me. Like, for people that can actually read a book and visualize a story, hands down to them. Like, great.
Mhm.
Happy days. I could. I kind of like you said, I'm a visual. I'd rather watch the movie because I'm seeing this in action
Yeah.
rather than try to do it myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't understand that though because like I was always good at math, but never good at English
Same.
or like
I struggled.
history.
I struggled it, and I literally just.
I was always good at science. Like when the teacher
hate
was up there
science.
and would show you how to do a project or a lab, and then be like, all right, this is what you have to do. Now go ahead and do it. I'd nail it every time. But if an English teacher was like, all right, guys, you guys got to go home and read these 3 chapters and then bring back a detailed summary of exactly what happened.
I just did Spark Notes every time.
I know, but I still couldn't. I don't know.
That I got better. Apparently, like I was literally having this conversation yesterday, where I got put into AP English or literature in college after just doing a simple 1-page paper they asked me to do because I wasn't qualified into anything on obesity, and they said, "Oh, that's great, you're in." And I did great until I got a 10-page paper, which I had to do 6 times over. Because the teacher's like, this is wrong. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I don't know if my literature is great or not. Apparently I'm pretty good, but math is my better subject.
Yeah, me too. It's weird. Like,
But reading, I just
if you ever if they had English classes where they told you instead of writing a 10-page paper, you have to go up and give a half-hour presentation.
Yeah.
About it, I would nail that every time.
Oh, I'd rather do the presentation because I can bullshit my way through a presentation. You can't bullshit an essay.
I know but it's so weird. I can't translate my words onto paper. I can't. It's weird.
I've been doing better. Here's the thing I've learned is that you just gotta familiarize yourself with vocabulary that isn't in your typical day-to-day communication.
Yeah.
So like I'll hear a new word and you'll hear me use that word like 20 times in the span of a week.
Look what I have. My phone gives me different vocabulary words every single day. That's what I've been trying to do.
Serendipity.
I mean serendipity.
Serendipity.
What's it mean?
Pleasant surprise. Luck.
Yeah.
Finding a $100 bill on a sidewalk was pure serendipity.
Serendipity.
Interesting.
Wait.
I would never use that though.
The next episode of Can Jake Talk?
Do you? No, I mean, who the hell is going to say, hey, should we throw that was a serendipity birthday for Aaron?
No. Would be, yo, dude, like you just missed that collision. That was a pure serendipity right there.
For a second, I saw pre-Snickers. I'm like, yeah, I need a Snickers.
What's that word?
Why are you doing this to me? Snickety?
All right.
Snickety? Persnickety. It's not sneaky, it's snickety.
It's gonna be backwards on here, actually. I can't really do that.
You gotta spell it out for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be backwards on the stream anyway. Are we good? Do we look like we're fuzzy?
No, I think we're good.
All right.
My eyesight's
So
actually been
the word
gone.
is PERSNICKETY. Persnickety. Yes.
Okay.
And it means excessively particular or fastidious, especially about trivial matters. So like excessively particular would be like someone that's really good at like history. And all of
Yeah.
a sudden you say something and they're like, no. George Washington crossed the Delaware on December 24th.
I just did that yesterday actually. Cause was it yesterday? No, it was today when I was in a home with a homeowner. We were talking about Tom Brady and his history and everything. I kind of just was like very particular. Like, no, he only started his senior year. No,
So you were persnickety with him?
I'm like, he started the second game of the season when Drew Bledsoe got hurt, not the 8th.
So you were getting very persnickety.
I was.
'Kay.
I don't like that word at all though,
Why not?
because it just sounds weird. It sounds devious. It sounds like you're trying to pull something on somebody. I don't know why. It doesn't sound right to me, honestly, at that point.
Well, it happens.
Why are we trying to expose myself from my own knowledge of words?
I don't know.
We don't need to do this. One thing that we do need to do is accept KP's recommendation.
Okay.
So shout out to KP for the idea of everything, but she had a question for everybody,
What
which
is this recommendation? Let me hear it.
it was, shall we normalize hibernation for humans?
What does that mean?
So like,
Wait. Shall we normalize hibernation for humans?
so first of all, think like bears, right?
What are we, a freaking bear?
No.
Were we supposed to sleep all winter?
Do you want to hear what I have to say first?
I'm just mind blown by that question, but go ahead.
So think of a bear. You know how
Yes.
they hibernate,
Yes.
right? Why not just do the same thing for us? Why should we why should we sacrifice our lives during the cold, harsh winters and be depressed because it gets so dark early and just end our days earlier so that way we don't have to be depressed by the darkness?
End our days earlier. What do you mean?
So they they pushed everything back an hour for farmers. That's the original reason why they do that, for daylight savings or whatever you want to call it. But now, like, that's not really appropriate for the day of the way we live. So why not just start our days earlier and end them at a time where the darkness comes about? I believe that's what she wanted to say, like end at 4, not at 6, because it's dark by 4:30 now. I might have worded that weirdly.
No.
but That makes sense,
I
right?
understand what you're saying. So you're saying like, if you're working 9 to 5.
It's now maybe either 9 to 4 or 7 to 4, whatever you want to do. Play it out as.
I'd understand that, but
Like whatever you want to do, take away an hour to like less
So
money.
what you're saying is the darker that it gets, the earlier that it gets, there's less production in humans, or less strive for production because it's that time of the year.
It's
We kind of like towards the end of the day get more depressed because it's darker earlier, and there's a lot of different feelings that we all have, and we should just start and end the day earlier so we don't have to worry about that stuff at night.
yes and no. Like yes in that sense, but it also think of the concept of like I only have 4-day week work days. Like you know how that's trying to be passed along. Very similar concept, just with hours, not days. So just like shorten everything.
You know what?
I'm not sure if
no, no. You need to work. You need to work. You need to work the regular hours because then what happens like to people that work in customer service or anything like that? Like
What
everyone has needs 24 hours a day throughout the entire day. So what do you just change night shifts back an extra hour?
Yeah.
To like 24-hour areas, and you
Yeah.
only make them open 23 hours, or do you just
no,
like,
no, 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 no. You just push everyone's hours back so that way, like, it just makes sense for the daily actual, like,
the flow?
yeah,
I mean, yes, but no. It's still a day. It's still a 24-hour day. It
Yeah.
just gets dark earlier.
exactly. So then, why do we even change the time anyways? Why don't we just leave it how it is?
Because-
that would take away the whole hibernation side of this conversation.
The reason why we do it is to become adjacent with the leap year
I get it because over.
and the cycle of the sun.
Okay, I think we're getting off track with the hour thing, but like hibernation, you don't want to be lazier.
No,
What if you get paid the same amount, but you work less?
no,
You're gonna say no to free money.
yeah,
Why?
because
Why?
Because I don't mind working, bro. Like
I
if
get.
I'm gonna be sitting
Then work. You
at
can work.
home, like I don't know. It's just like the laziness of our society these days, dude. Like it's what everybody has to work. Like
I'm okay with working. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I think the point here, and again, it might be obscured a little bit, is just to normalize the way we live, especially during the colder, darker months. That's it. Doesn't have to be the whole year.
ain't no hibernation here, dog.
I tried.
I'm gonna make my money.
You can make your money. I don't give a shit how
Doesn't
you
matter.
do it.
Doesn't matter if it's dark out. Doesn't matter if it's light out.
Nah. I honestly, KP, I like your idea. I'm sticking with it.
It's not that I don't like your idea. It's just I feel like
Nah,
it's a
he
little
doesn't like it.
far-fetched.
That's the thing.
I feel like it's a little far fetched. Thanks for the suggestion though. That's why we ask, so we can sit up here and have a
I agree with it.
Conversation
I
on it.
like the idea. Maybe some things would have to be put in place, but I like it. Honestly, I think it's a great idea.
What would that do? Give you more time just to sit around and play 2K?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And I don't have to have a miserable drive home when it's 6 o'clock in rush hour and it's complete darkness.
I mean, yes, it would benefit that.
Like,
but
do you know the whole mindset thing about that? Like, let's sidetrack real quick, okay? My drive home was terrible, okay? I had to drive through frickin' 3 different highways, bumper to bumper traffic, and it was pitch black
I know.
and
used to
pouring rain.
I used to come from Tom's River, dude. I used to have to go down 571,
It's got awful.
go down the highway 295.
Yeah.
I used to have to go through back roads, extremely dark, country roads.
Back roads are different.
No, like the country back roads, like 571. It's not. It's like a state highway.
I
but
know what you're
like,
talking.
Yeah,
It's like it's a 1-lane highway.
it's not even like a highway. It's just like a major road.
Yeah.
Like 45 miles an hour. But the way people drive on those is ridiculous. And add any type of inclement weather to the situation, people drive terribly.
Call me weird, but I just feel better about it if it was light out. I don't know. I'm addicted to the sun. Like if there's light out, I'll be much more happier.
Vitamin D.
But you put me in the worst scenario with darkness, what do you think you're gonna get?
Do you take vitamins?
Not enough, apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to drink more orange juice, and I'll be happier while I'm in traffic.
No, you don't like juice though.
I know I don't.
So
We don't need. we don't need. We don't need to recap that.
That'll never work out.
But that's why it's like maybe I just force myself to do so. Maybe that would actually like allow me to, be more.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So I saw something. I heard something that vitamin D is very, very essential to everything in your body, especially around this time of the year,
Mhm.
because again, we're not exposed to light as much or sunlight as much, and that's where you get most of your vitamin D from.
That's
So
why. That's
when-
why I can't wait to go on my vacation next
And the
week.
thing about when you take vitamin D, if you're just taking tons of vitamin D, you're only getting half the amount that you're supposed to be getting, no
What do you
matter
mean?
how much you take, because there are certain things in your body that help you accept vitamin D more.
Like
I
what?
saw this on the news. If you're taking vitamin D, you should also be taking vitamin A and vitamin K. Those two vitamins, along with vitamin D, help you pull in as much vitamin D as you can.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Why are they just labeled A, D, K, E, B? Just why?
Great
I'm
question.
sorry. I like
The-
imagine explaining this to like an alien.
The-
Like, why are you using the alphabet for
It's
your vitamins?
Probably just an acronym for the word that the vitamin is.
Then what is it? What is vitamin D?
Should we look it up?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead. That is a great question. What
That is
does
a great
vitamin D
question.
stand for? A, B. There's a C, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure there's an E.
There's like vitamin D1, D2, and D3. So
Oh, we got brawl sizes, double D1, something like that. Also, that's another. Okay, I'm not even gonna go to that this time. It's weird that you can use the alphabet for literally anything to put a label on it.
what does vitamin D stand for? Daily value of vitamin D. What does vitamin D stand for?
Should be the first thing.
It's definitely not.
This can't be a weird question. It has to be the number one question for what is.
What is the
vitamin
full
D?
name of vitamin D? Vitamin D is also known as calciferol.
That doesn't start with a D at all.
Nope. Compromises a group of fat soluble secosterols. Whatever that means.
All right, so that has nothing to do with the freaking letter. See, so there's no correlation to the letter. And
What
to
is
the name.
vitamin D's nickname and why? It's called the sunshine vitamin. So it doesn't have anything to do with it.
Great. So, well, all we know is a lie. Like,
That's weird.
what did someone, like some scientist say, huh, this makes me happy. We should call it vitamin D. And then the other scientist in the corner said,
D's
nuts. Got him.
It was so bad. Why did we both do it at the same time?
Because we're both immature.
Yep. Definitely. Nah, but
Jesus.
Cool. All right, so one thing I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about this for a few weeks now, but this is a question that got brought up. If there was a natural disaster happening, such as a hurricane,
Or a blizzard.
let's just use a hurricane in this
We
situation.
should use a blizzard.
No, because that kind of doesn't apply.
It
If
could.
no,
The day after tomorrow, the movie.
no. Let's listen. If there is a natural disaster happening, such as a hurricane,
Okay.
how bad would it have to be before you consider leaving?
That's not a good question to ask because we had we had our own softball field pool and trees going on houses, and you and I still stayed.
Yeah.
So that
How
was
bad
pretty
would-
bad.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as how they get down to Florida. When they get directly hit,
Granted, but we lost. I mean, I don't know what you.
we're not
guys-
surrounded by water. The water levels don't rise drastically when we get hit by hurricanes.
We didn't have power for 2 weeks.
I understand.
Just for your reference as well. Remember the fireplace we had in the on the game room? We used to play like the knee ball game.
Yeah.
We got rid of that a week or 2 weeks before the hurricane happened. My dad's like, you know what? We never use it. We don't need it. We have central heat. We're modernized. Great. Week goes by. Hurricane Sandy hits. Trees falling. Water. Floods. Electricity's out everywhere. So we got stuck bowling pots of water for 2 weeks straight. So that's pretty freaking bad. I don't know how much worse you can get. I get it. House can literally go into the Atlantic. I get it. But we're not in that situation.
Okay, but like
So-
if something was to happen, what would the worst? it
A
would need to
tree
be?
go into my house. That's the only thing that would get me to leave.
Okay, what if it hadn't hit yet, but you heard it's coming,
What do you mean I heard it's coming?
like they do in Florida? Like all of a sudden, hey, just let you know, Category 5 hurricane is
I thought
going
you
to
meant the
hit.
tree.
No, a Category 5 hurricane is going to hit your neighborhood, and you live in Florida, and you're chilling there. What in your mind would tell you to leave?
The entire street packing up and leaving. I wouldn't leave. I would be stubborn.
You'd be that one guy that they have to like fly the helicopter over afterwards. You're sitting on top of your house like, help me. With your dog.
I was born here. I'm gonna die here.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if
I would find it very hard to leave my home too.
I-
If that's everything you've lived for, if you've been there for a while too, I would find it very, very hard to leave. Now, unfortunately, if it's life threatening,
if I had
there's really nothing
family-
else you can do.
I get it. Family's there, whatever. Yes, leave.
But if you have like little kids,
but we're not in Florida, so we don't have to worry about that.
okay, it was just something I just thought about.
But here, it was just as bad.
Not really.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
You
Not
lost power
as
for 2
bad.
weeks.
That don't matter. The power for 2 weeks is something that like we'll talk about modernizing something that's modernized. Trying to live without power just for a day, you can do it.
You don't even. It doesn't even have to be power. People were losing minds over not having their phone for an hour.
Yep.
So, I did that on my vacation. I turned everything off. I used it for like timing and that directions. Other than that, I didn't want to touch it because I understood when we're in our daily lives, we have to use it all the time just for work, communication, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're in a situation like a natural disaster, like you have no choice but not to use it. So you have to save the 100% battery for like emergencies.
Yeah.
You can't be texting your best friend down the street like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" 10% gone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Like imagine if it was during like the holiday season, you had a natural disaster and you're trying to formulate like plans for holidays, like you'd lose your mind.
You said we should do a blizzard, but when's the last time it's freaking snowed in New Jersey?
2
like
years.
that? No, like that.
No. It was
Dude, I swear I remember when I was like 7 years old
2018.
walking around. No, didn't snow that bad in 2018.
when I was in college. When I was in college in Glassboro, I don't know how it hit here, but it was so bad that the day closed, all the roads were closed, and it was literally up to my knees. It was the best snow day in the world. Or the day that we built the igloo. That was a good day.
Remember that day?
That was a great day. Nothing better than an igloo with your buddies.
Yeah, but we were
and
also like 14.
We were, but then my dad brought out the grill and cooked burgers and dogs.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get better than that.
No.
And we didn't even have to build the igloo.
Was that the one out in front of your house or the
Yeah.
one over in
my house?
Remember when? Well, I don't think you were actually with me. One year went over to Warwick.
No. I heard about it, never did it.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember the one out in front of your house too.
That was a big one. I think my dad and sister made that, and then we just jumped in and said we're taking it over.
Well, you know how it started, right?
What?
You were shoveling the driveway, and that's where all the snow built up in.
How do you remember that?
I remember that. All the snow built up in that little area. It was the far side of your driveway, right behind where your basketball hoop
Used to
is
be.
right now, right in that corner.
That's where the grill was.
That's where the igloo was.
The igloo was to the left of my dad's car,
Yeah, it's
in front of the bush.
It was up towards the end of your driveway a little bit more though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds right,
Mm-hmm.
I think. We're supposed to get a lot of snow this year.
That's what I've been told, but I mean, it already snowed once.
Do you think it's only right to have it snow on Christmas? Because honestly, I only remember 2 Christmases where it actually snowed, which was 3 years ago, and then one way, way back.
I feel like it makes Christmas 10 times more special when you wake up, your toes are not frostbitten, but really cold, and you just look outside, and there's a foot of snow.
It doesn't even have to be a foot.
I
Just a
know, but
blanket.
no,
Like
I would
flurries.
rather it be like a good snow.
No, because you gotta get places.
Flurries of snow. That's
No. Like have it like snow. Have like maybe an inch on the ground, so everything just has a white cover.
I just want to see the deer tracks on my roof.
That's what I'm saying. Just
All I want to see is the reindeer and sleigh tracks on my roof.
doesn't have
That's
to be a foot. It just has to be an inch of snow. See the pebbles. See the yellow snow. The footsteps.
like when Santa comes down my chimney, I just see dirt on the ground now. It's like I want to see puddles from where the snow came off of his boots. Like I don't understand.
My dad one year put like boot prints outside and on the roof. I don't know how he did it, but he showed like Santa was there. So, I mean, no, Santa is there.
Yeah, but Santa was there.
Santa's there.
So how did your dad couldn't get up to the roof? It was Santa's boots.
Well, Santa skipped the day.
Why did Santa skip a day?
I don't know. Ask him yourself.
There's no way. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 second, my dude.
You don't have to believe it.
Cool. Well, I think we talked about a lot here.
How long have we been talking for?
I mean, we started
I feel like every time.
started at 8:10, 8:12, and it's now 9:07.
I feel like every time we talk now at this point, like, I mean, again, granted, it might be just the days, but it seems like time isn't as long as it feels like it,
Mhm.
right? Isn't that true?
I feel like it goes a lot quicker.
And I don't like that. I like to enjoy time.
I do too.
It's enjoyable, but like I like when you think about it and you see like 3 hours go by, or like, what did I do for the 3
Dude,
hours?
it was just summer.
Yeah.
We're looking at 2024 in the face.
I'm getting ready for my 26th birthday in 2 months.
Bro, we're looking at 2024 in the face. It was just summer the other day. I just put my jet skis away. Like,
Now time to take out your skis.
yeah,
For
to go skiing.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what's one thing I really want to do this year?
ski.
Number one, ski, but I love ice skating. I hope it gets cold
Since
enough.
when? When did you ever love ice skating?
Do you know how many times I've been pond skating? I was just
No,
about
I
to say,
don't.
I hope it gets cold enough this year to where we can get out in the pond and skate around and play some hockey.
I don't know how to skate. I think if I apply how I stopped with skiing when I learned
Yeah.
to skating,
Yeah.
it'll benefit.
Yeah.
But I've never learned.
To skate?
No, I know how to skate. I just don't know how to skate well.
Okay.
I know how to skate. I know how to crash into the wall.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's it.
I know how to skate very well.
Cool. Teach me.
I will.
All right. If you guys want to see us on the pond, me fall on my face,
Like, comment, and subscribe. Please. No, this has been another great episode 14. Thank you guys all again for coming out and listening to us. Remember that we have YouTube. Please follow us on YouTube. We don't have that many subscribers yet. Trying to get that up.
We're building.
Like, comment, and subscribe on all of our platforms. Intrusive_thoughts_podcast_ on most of them. Some of them are just podcast. And remember, we got Instagram. We have TikTok. We have YouTube. We also have a Spotify too. If you don't want to look at our ugly mugs, but want to listen to us on the way to work or something like that, please check us out there. We would greatly appreciate it.
And keep in mind, look out for the Christmas special coming out in 2 weeks. It's going to be a real good one. Might actually give you guys some ideas for gifts for those who like to procrastinate,
Mm-hmm.
and or give you some interesting ideas of how to prepare for the season.
Yes.
Not prepare, but, you know, how to go out with a bang. So, other than that, thank you guys always. But EJ, appreciate you as
That
always.
being said, live, laugh, love.
You're going to say that every time, aren't you?
Hell yeah. Live,
Cool.
laugh, love, and tell someone you love them.
Sounds good to me.
Later.
Let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable.